Hey everyone, Jared here with ToneandTitan.com, and welcome to day 3 of week 2 in our Back to Basics workout series. This is going to be a lower body day. We're coming at your legs, we're coming at your hips with this one. Let's go ahead and we'll get started with what we call some double squat pulses. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to drop down as low as you can into a squat, and then rather than come all the way back up to that full upright position, you're going to do a little pulse. So drop all the way down, halfway up, back down, and now come all the way up to upright. This is the beginner version of this. Drop just as low into a squat as you feel like you can go. If you do feel like you might need a little bit more of a challenge, just add more pulses. So here's 1, 2, and then 3 pulses, and now we'll come back to upright. 3 to 5 pulses. What we're doing here is we're trying to increase the amount of time that your quads are firing, meaning the amount of time that your quads are actually contracting. It's just going to work them a little bit harder. The more pulses you throw at it, the deeper you go into a squat. Just like our other workouts, we're going to follow the 40-second high interval with a 20-second active rest period. I'm doing a little bit of a boxer shuffle here. The goal is to keep the heart rate elevated, keep the calories burning throughout the whole 25-minute workout. Next, we're going to do some straight leg deadlifts. Feet are again hip width apart. Keep your back straight, hinge forward at your hips as you reach down towards your toes, and then squeeze your butt to pull yourself back to upright. I want you to feel this one in your glutes and in your hamstrings. You're going to get it a little bit in your lower back. If you feel it primarily in your lower back, really focus on keeping your back straight. Really focus on firing your glute muscles to return to upright. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit more of a challenge, grab some resistance. I grabbed some dumbbells here. You can use milk jugs, you can use water bottles, you can use free weights if you've got those, whatever you've got lying around the house. Just try to challenge yourself, and there is our 40-second high interval period. So whether you're doing the beginner version of the exercise or the advanced version of the exercise, you're going to work on it for 40 seconds, and then you're going to take this 20-second rest or this 20-second active recovery period. Our next exercise that we're going to get into are called some star lunges. You're going to lunge forward on the left, sideways on the left, backwards on the left, and then repeat that on the right side. You'll notice that as I return from each lunge, I come back to a standing position. So stand, and then the rear lunge, and then return to standing. So front lunge, return to standing, side lunge, return to standing. If you need a little bit higher intensity, try this. Don't return to a full standing position. So you'll see now I'm not going to put my foot down. So here's a lunge right, don't put your foot down, lunge to the right, don't put your foot down, and then a rear lunge back, just like that. So there's your higher intensity version of this. The other way you can increase or decrease intensity is just the degree of the lunge that you drop into. So maybe if the full lunge is too difficult, only do like a half of a lunge. The important part is that I want you to go each of those 3 directions on both legs as you're doing that. Very nice. Okay, here's our 20-second low interval. The next thing that we're going to do is called a slow butt kicker. And so your arms are straight out in front of you, and then we're just going to alternate hamstring curls, first with the right, then with the left. Looks just like that. Great way to kick on those hamstring muscles are the ones that are in the back of your hip. That's where I want you to be focusing on. I want you to focus on that muscle contraction, really trying to squeeze those hamstrings together. Now, if you need a little bit higher intensity, we're going to take the slow butt kicker and just increase the speed on it a little bit. What we're doing now is we're increasing the number of reps that are available in that given amount of time. So again, you've got 40 seconds to do this. I want you to go just as fast as you feel like you can. We're also getting a good static contraction up in the deltoids and the shoulders while you're doing that as you're holding your arms straight out in front of you. Very nice. So here's our 20-second low interval period. Again, I'm showing you a boxer shuffle here. Maybe you're marching in place. Maybe you're doing some jumping jacks, walking around the room. As long as you're not standing statically, that's all I'm really worried about. Okay, we're halfway there. Next thing we're going to do are some lunge with an underleg clap. Starting with your arms out to your side, lunge forward onto your left leg, clap underneath your legs, and then return to that full upright starting position. So lunge onto the left and clap, lunge onto the right and clap. We're going to alternate legs just like that for the 40-second time period. Great way to kick on the legs and the quads. Great way to also kick on some shoulder muscles as you're doing this. Okay, you need something a little higher intense. Here's the demonstration for that one. We're going to do some alternating jump lunges with still that same underleg clap with each rep. This one's a burner. You're going to feel this one. So your feet leave the ground. You alternate in air. You alternate right leg forward, left leg forward as you're doing those lunges. And then we're also going to still do that same underleg clap to kick on those deltoid muscles a little bit more. We're maximizing our time. We're trying to do just as many, we're working as many muscle groups as possible with each one of these exercises. Our next one is going to be a standing side leg lift. Don't neglect those muscles on the side of your hip. As a physical therapist, those are some of the most often overlooked muscle groups, is the glute med and the glute min over there on the side. So you're standing on one leg, you're lifting the other leg just as high as you can out to the side. We're going to do about 3 to 5 reps on each side and then alternate. If you need a little bit higher intensity exercise, you're just going to drop a little bit more into a squat. So now we're kicking on the quads a lot more with the stance leg. So right now my right leg is working really hard. That left leg has to work harder to lift a little bit higher because your center of gravity is a little bit lower. There we go, very nice. There's your 40 seconds on that. So a lot of the knee pain, a lot of the IT band pain, hip pain, those types of things that I see in my PT clinic oftentimes are directly related to weakness in those lateral hip muscles. So we definitely can't neglect those. That's a great exercise to work on those standing side leg lifts. All right, so slide toe tap with a heel raise. We're going to slide our toe to the left, tap the heel, tap the toe, and then come up into a heel raise, and then do the same thing on the right side. So here, right tap toe, up into a heel raise, and then left tap toe. Looks just like that. You'll notice that I'm kind of down in this half squat position. Again, we're going to kick on those quads and those hips the whole time that we're in this. If you need something a little higher intensity, drop down lower into a squat. You can also try to increase the speed on this one. Tap right, heel raise, tap left, heel raise, and again down in that quarter squat or that half squat position. Go just as low as you feel like you can. Try to challenge yourself with that one. Makes a great exercise for the quads, for the hips, those lateral hips, and then also when we kick on that heel raise, we're going to work the calves a little bit with that one. Hope you guys are starting to feel this. Here we go. So let's go through one more exercise. We got one more exercise left here in this lower body day, this day 3, week 2. Here we go. And so now we're going to do a 3-way hip raise. Raise front, raise side, raise back, and then alternate. So here's my right leg, front, side, back, and then we're going to do those same 3 on the left leg, so front, side, and back. Great way to work the hip flexors to the front, the hip abductors to the side, and then the hip extensor muscle group into the back. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, just kind of what we did with our other one, we're just going to drop into a little bit more of a squat. So here's the front, here's the side, here's the back. Again, we're primarily working hips with this. As you drop lower into a squat, we're going to kick on a lot more of those quad muscle groups. Looks just like that. All right, here we go. So our first set is almost down. We've got our 20-second low interval period. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. And then, just like our other workouts, what we're going to do with this one is repeat this series 2 more times. You've gotten through the first set. I'm going to leave it up to you to complete 2 more, and then we will call it a day 3. We'll see you back here for day 4.